Can I be earnest? Back with another video. We are living in some interesting times. As you can see, a clear blue sky in my background. That's a first. That's a first. And I'm not into the Caribbean or anywhere like that where you usually see this. I'm in the good old US of A with a clear blue sky. No fake clouds, no nothing. But we're in some really interesting times right now with the whole disclosure of UFOs. I mean, it's incredible what the mainstream news is covering nowadays. We just found out that there's now, I'm sure there's more, but the government is admitting to 4 species or races of aliens, which you'll see here. And I'm like, what? Now, we got to take it with a grain of salt. It's still the government. We're in an age of deception. We've been in the age of deception for quite some time. And now with AI, running rampant and, deceiving the public and those who view social media, you got to take things with a grain of salt. But dude, this is making mainstream news. They're actually talking and showing what these species look like. And if it's true, wow. Now, many people have been saying for years, they were labeled as conspiracy theorists once upon a time, and now they turn out to be, Einsteins, truthers, people that were just telling the truth this whole time, and they were just labeled as crazy and unfit and whatever. But they've been saying for years that there's been aliens living amongst us. And now that it's coming out, it's just like, what? I'm really intrigued with what's about to happen. What that is exactly, I don't know. But I'm intrigued because I've been waiting for something. Because this is what the climate is nowadays, where just every day feels like it has the potential to be like Armageddon. Now, personally, I've seen an orb or two in my life. I've seen comets, plenty, or shooting stars, whatever you want to call them. I've seen them a couple times. But you just kind of take that information for what it is and you just get on with your life. You know what I mean? Like, it's just nothing you can do unless you have like a real close encounter. Do I believe there's other forms of life in the universe? Absolutely. In a universe as vast as we're told it is, I don't know. I've never been to space. I can only go by what science and teachers told me over the years and use that as my source. But absolutely. And I think the body of water on this earth holds many of the answers. A lot of us look up. We haven't explored a lot of the waters, the seas. And I believe they say the percentage-wise, Earth is about 70% water. Yeah, so there's stuff going on. But I've been intrigued by a lot of the videos populating in my timeline now about just things that I never thought I'd see in my lifetime, because it was always laughed at. Ooh, aliens, stuff like that. You were always made to feel like a loser. Even something like the Phoenix Lights back in 1997. They'd always come back with the little green Martians, and are we about to be invaded by little green men? And it was always stuff like that, so you could just laugh about it. Now everybody wants to take it seriously. The thing is, will people care? In 2026, where you have social media and what it's become, and people with short attention spans and looking for the next best viral moment or create the next best viral moment, and then just scrolling. Will people care? Does a spaceship have to land on the front lawn of the White House and actual witnesses, documenting this, and not, crisis actors and stuff like that? Like, will it take that? And that's my concern, that everyone is so caught up in being their own main character and just creating their own viral moments and looking for the next great payday on TikTok and on YouTube and all these other platforms. Will people even care? You know, and whatever alien life exists, I honestly don't want them to come in peace. I don't. I just feel like it'll defeat the purpose. Come in peace, and then what? People take you as a joke. You know? Ruffle some feathers. If that includes maybe, you know, getting rid of some of the knuckleheads on this earth breathing, then so be it. Again, 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago, longer than that, it was always laughed at. But if you go back in the ancient civilization, it's always been there. It's always been some type of art, diagram, something depicting alien life, whether it was a UFO, whether it was an actual hybrid of some sort. We are living in some interesting times. And it only leads you to wonder what's in store in these next few years. We've heard about Project Bluebeam ad nauseum now. I've been hearing about Project Bluebeam since 2014. I've been hearing about a whole lot of things for over a decade, and it hasn't come to surface. But this is the closest. I don't know. Even when I look around and I look at how peaceful life is, the innocence of a blue sky and all the greenery, the beauty of it, in fact, I don't know if it's as simple as this. I don't know what goes on behind the scenes when night falls and other life forms take shape. I've always been intrigued by that, the mystique of Earth and of life. There's a calmness to it, and then there's a rambunctious vibe to it. Earthquakes and certain weather elements and things of that nature. So, I don't know, just wanted to chat about it, because why not? I basically talk about whatever. I don't really follow the whole niche thing. If this hits your algorithm, yes, I'm intrigued by UFOs. Yes, I'm intrigued by sports. Yes, I'm intrigued by nonsense. Yes, I'm intrigued by fill in the blank fatigue. I'm intrigued by it all. But I've never thought in my lifetime I see news coverage on major networks. Not the Globe newspaper of 1985 or, you know, Star or something like that. Not those little gossipy, you know, fake newspapers that I grew up seeing. I'm talking about like real news. Take that for what it's worth, because I don't know what's real anymore. But it's on CNN and when it's on Fox and when it's making headlines on your local news station, ABC, NBC, whatever affiliates, and it's making it's not even like the end of the newscast. It comes out early. If your news comes on at 5, you might get a alien UFO story at 5:15. What's going on? What's happening? Because that didn't happen back in the day. I don't know if it's because the weather's warming up. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. But clearly there's something going on, because, you know, Trump has opened the files. They've shown us some grainy video. Of course, there's still grainy video in 2026. Go figure. Do with that information as you may, because with all the 4K and all this, we can see inside of this and see inside of that. It's probably greater than 4K now. But yet and still, you look up in the sky, you know, and it's black and white. The little 1979 arcade games, you know, Atari games. I mean, stop it. Give us some real footage. That's why I was so disappointed with that little moon flight from a month or two ago with NASA. I wanted to see real time video. Like, I wanted to see the camera on a cell phone, turn to the person, then turn to the window and show how Earth or the sun or whatever looks from afar, or the moon. I didn't want to see still shots and 3D looking photos and AI looking photos. I'm over that now. If you're gonna reveal UFOs and alien life, reveal it all. Then let's see how the public responds. And if there's no response, wash, rinse, repeat. Try it again. Everything's cyclical in this life, right? Interesting times.